Salutations fam, this is Arim from HaltessiaGaming, and in today's video I've got myself a deck profile for a very unusual Blue Eyes list that did better than I ever expected it to. I played this in tournament and we actually topped with this. Uh, Now, what makes this unusual? What makes it unusual is that it's actually just like it's just a Blue Eyes deck. It's not like Blue Eyes Dragon Link or Invoke Blue Eyes or Danger Blue Eyes. Like it's just Blue Eyes. I couldn't believe it. It was just wanted to have some fun and turned out doing pretty well. But can go ahead and just hop straight into the deck profile. And yeah, so to start things off, obviously we have 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. That is your main engine piece, the big dragon itself. Then we have 1 copy of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, 1 copy of Dragon Spirit of White, and 1 copy of Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. And lastly, 1 copy of Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. These are all your Blue Eyes monsters in the main deck. Yeah, 1 copy of Alternative because you have so much search power for like the Blue Eyes monsters. You don't really need to play more than 1, and you can just keep recycling it with Stone. Abyss Dragon because you never want to see this card in your opening hand. 1 Dragon Spirit for the control matchups, and Chaos Dragon because it's the main boss monster you want to go into. So yeah, that's your Blue Eyes monsters in the main deck. And yeah, so when you see these next cards, you're going to understand what I mean when I say like this is a Blue Eyes deck. So we've got 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue and 1 copy of Maiden with Eyes of Blue. You want to search Maiden for the combo that I'm going to showcase at the end of the deck profile, but yeah, 3 Sage, 1 Maiden, and then for your stones, you are playing 3 copies of the White Stone of Ancients. You're not playing Stone of Legend because I'm going to be real, you do not ever struggle to see Blue Eyes in your hand. You have so many ways to search it, so many ways to summon it from the deck. You don't need to search it off of Stone. It's just it's much better to just have the 3 Stone of Ancients because this gets your engine going. This is recovery. Like it's like this is the stone you want. 3 copies of the White Stone of Ancients. And next up, we are moving into hand traps. So we got 3 copies of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme, 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird, 3 copies of Artifact Lancia. This is the hand trap lineup that I felt was just like the most generalized towards the format. It was pretty good. Lancia actually wasn't that amazing. I mean, it wasn't bad, but the meta has kind of changed. Like Dragon Link isn't really as prevalent anymore, so Lancia wasn't really doing it for me. The Phantom Knight deck isn't really that prevalent anymore. But Droll's amazing. Droll's just amazing. Phantasme is still really good. A lot of decks want to link summon, so just getting that, hand sculpting is really good. But that's it for the monster lineup. Now we move on to the spell cards. Yeah, this is a Blue Eyes deck. 3 copies of Mausoleum of White and 1 copy of Terraforming. Yeah. I'll explain it more at the end. I'll explain the combo at the end. So pure Blue Eyes, because of the Abyss Dragon, is just so much better. Only 2 copies of Dragon Shrine. Yeah, it's a great starter, but it's a horrible top deck like late game because you pull all of the Blue Eyes monsters from the deck so quickly that like this card becomes dead very, very quickly. But yeah, 3 copies of Melody of Awakening Dragon. You want to get your alternative to your hand, but that's really all it does. Just searches alternative, and that's about it. 2 copies of Return the Dragon Lords. Only 2 because I'm trying to play 40 cards. This card's great. I would play 3 if I had space. 1 copy of Monster Reborn. Why 1 Monster Reborn into return and not just 3 return. Monster Reborn can revive anything, and that interaction tends to come up a lot. Being able to just like, you know, reborn my opponent's resources, being able to like bring back stones, being able to like, you know, bring back synchro monsters, whatever. Yeah, Monster Reborn is just an amazing card. And then for the one-ofs, you have 1 copy of 1-for-1. Yeah, it's like you want to be able to just summon your, like it gets you whatever you need. It's pretty good. It's a shame we only have 1, but I understand why it's limited. 1 copy of Chaos Form. You need this for the Chaos Dragon. 1 copy of Called by the Grave. And then the last two cards in the deck are 2 copies of Pot of Prosperity. This card boosts your consistency by a ridiculously absurd amount. Being able to dig 6 cards deep is just way too good. And like, I'm gonna be real, like most of your extra deck is just toolbox, so you really don't have trouble banishing 6 a lot of the time. A lot of times I just banish based on like whatever the game state is and what matchup I'm up against. For the extra deck, we got 1 copy of Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Yeah, you don't make this very often, but you know, it's a Blue Eyes card. It does out Borosword. It does out like, you know, those problematic boss monsters, because you know it just banishes it and it can't be destroyed by battle. 1 copy of Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. Again, you can recycle everything with the stones. You don't need more than 1. 1 copy of Jirai Silver Dragon. I'm gonna be real. I think I only ended up summoning this once, but because usually you're just trying to kill them, and like the combo, it's just like it's so much better to go for the combo than to go for this a lot of the time. But you know, in situations where like it does still come up, so it's like you do still want to play it, but just 1. 1 copy of Black Rose and Moonlight. We're tagging in this. We're bouncing their monsters. 1 copy of Ravenous Crocodragon. This is basically just better Vermilion, because a lot of times it serves the same purpose of popping cards, but this card actually draws you a card on summon, so that's, you know, just really good. And we have 1 copy of Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Oh man. Breaking boards with this is so silly. By the way, this isn't a once per turn effect. So if they stop it, you can just like get rid of it and summon it back and then just blow up the board. I actually like won a game against like that because, you know, they just kept negating it, and then I finally got it to stick and I just blew up the board, and then, you know, we just attack with big dragons for game. And then the last synchro monster is 1 copy of Formula Synchron. You can probably guess what's coming up soon. And then for the Link monsters, we have just 1 copy of Crystron Halki Fibrax for the combo, and 1 copy of Link Karibo. So you might be thinking like, oh, well, how is it like Blue Eyes if Halki Fibrax is here? Like, I'll actually explain it. Like, it's pretty crazy. Like, you literally just summon the stone so you can make Spirit Dragon. Like, but it's like, it's actually a pretty crazy combo. It turns your standard Blue Eyes play of like Sage Mausoleum into like Spirit Dragon plus the Abyss Dragon. So it's like, it's actually a pretty like niche, like pretty neat interaction that I actually really like. But those are Link monsters, and then we're going to the rank 8, toolbox. We have 1 Ningirsu because this is the best rank 8. Number 38, number 62, number 90, number 97, and number 100. I'm gonna be real, I actually never summoned this. A lot of times you just have game on board anyway because, you know, archetype of big dragons. And then for the side deck, we have 1 copy of Alpha, 1 copy of Pank, 2 copies of Nibiru, 3 copies of Twin Twister, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Red Reboot, 3 copies of Evenly Matched, and 3 copies of Dino-Miscus for when we know we're going first. Yeah, it worked. Like, it was weird because like I had theory crafted the deck and whatnot, and the deck ended up like in practice it ended up working out just exactly how I envisioned it, and I just loved it. But anyway, I'm gonna just like do a really quick combo tutorial. Well, I mean, yeah, like just showcase the combo real quick and like what it does and why it's, you know, pretty good. So the combo is Mausoleum of White plus Sage with Eyes of Blue. Alright, so we're gonna just like blitz through this real quick. So yeah, you have your Mausoleum of White. You're gonna get that extra normal summon of Sage. With the effect, you're gonna go ahead and pick up a copy of Maiden. You're gonna normal the Maiden. You're gonna activate Mausoleum's effect to target Maiden. You're gonna chain Maiden special Blue Eyes from the deck. Then you're going to link off the Maiden and the Sage to summon your Crystron Halki Fibrax. Then Halki Fibrax is going to trigger, and it's going to summon a Stone of Ancients directly from the deck. And then, from there, you're going to synchro off into Spirit Dragon. Yeah, there's my Spirit Dragon. Special in the Spirit Dragon, and then in the end phase, you're going to trigger the Stone. And because you have your Blue Eyes White Dragon in the grave, you get to summon your Abyss Dragon, trigger the effect, search for the Chaos form and the Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. So it's like, it gets you to your basically the full extent of your engine. But that's not all. So on the opponent's turn, you can go Halki Fibrax effect to banish itself, and then it tags out for a Formula Synchron and draws you a random card. And then, if you use a Blue Eye Spirit Dragon's effect to tag out for a Black Rose Moonlight to bounce a monster, now you have Formula Synchron on board and the Black Rose Moonlight. You can synchro these two off for a Ravenous Crocodragon and then draw another card. Guess what? Crocodragon requires 2 discards to pop a card, so you have another interruption. So it's like you pitch, your 2 cards and you pop a card, and if you like ditch a stone or something, you get to trigger the stone in the end phase. Oh, I forgot to send the second Blue Eyes off of Mausoleum, so it's like you have to send a Blue Eyes. But yeah, but basically the combo off of just Sage and Mausoleum, you end on multiple monsters on board, a follow-up to help you kill them the next turn, 2 random cards in hand, and you would still have the 3 cards in hand that you started with, because you didn't need to use those cards. So it's like if they have hand traps, there's a chance you can play through the hand traps, because those other 3 cards can be anything. They can be hand traps, they can be extenders, and also because, as you can see, we'll have a good chunk of cards in our hand, this is going to get really big really quickly. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. This has been Darkslayer Arim from HaltessiaGaming. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.